Go.
Full house tonight, shoot.
Yeah, it's great.
Brian, can you grab the door?
Make sure I look good.
All right, we'll open up with questions for student athletes. Patrick, you want to lead us off?
Sure. Darren, what do you feel like kind of happened in the second half to help you guys create some separation?
I think we just got back to our game plan. Offense, we wasn't hitting bodies on our screens. We wasn't playing with pace. And it was causing a lot of confusion for us, and then it'll show on the defensive end as well. So just getting back to us was a big thing with the big message at halftime from Coach Caputo and his staff, and I think we did a good job with that in the second half.
Gerald, it's been a little bit rough start from the three-point line. You were attacking a lot inside tonight. What's your mindset offensively so far?
Just keep shooting the ball. When you got teammates and coaches that ultimately believe in you, I'm saying the last piece of that is just believing in yourself. So just keep shooting the ball, keep working at it. I know what I'm capable of. The team know what I'm capable of, and as they keep believing in me, I'm gonna keep shooting.
You guys were really strict on the ball screens today, really giving a lot of pressure against Frazier. How were you able to, hedge those screens from coach?
It's just stuff we rep and practice. Knowing when we playing like a nice elusive guard, like Francis is a good player, hats off to him. And we just knew we had to be aggressive with him, get the ball out of his hands, and make other guys make plays. And we did a lot of that in the second half. Even though he was getting off a little bit, but I feel like we did a good job of making him make tough shots. And he did a good job with that, but we came up with the win, so I'm happy with that.
Good. Buchanan Jr., so before this game, you actually lead the conference in rebounds per game, but you were held to 0 at the half. So, how did your game plan change, following the halftime?
Honestly, it was just me just having to become more aggressive on the glass. I think the first half I was kind of I wasn't going after him as much as I normally do. And also, I feel like I was jinxed. A lot of posts was made about it. And I was telling them at halftime, bro, I have no rebounds. But I feel like I was jinxed about that. But I'm going to get back to it on Friday for sure.
David.
June, can you talk about stepping up your playmaking at 6 assists today with Jaquoy?
Losing Jacoy, I think he's one of the top playmakers in the A-10, top in the country as well. So I know I'm capable of being a playmaker. And just credit to my teammates for making shots. We made a lot of big shots. I was able to find an open guy majority of the time, and I'm going to keep finding an open guy every time. We missed a few, but I tell them all the time I'm coming right back to them. And I know teams will start to load the paint with me. And it's just something that I've been working on, and I'm more than capable of doing. I trust my teammates to make an open shot 1,000% every time. So I'm going to keep feeding them the ball, and I just tell them every time, hands ready or cut, I'm going to find you. So I'm going to keep doing a good job with that.
It seemed like after the technical, something changed. You kind of flipped the switch and took over. You talk a little bit about what changed your mindset and what happened there?
I just was just play. I was too concerned about the calls I wasn't getting. And Coach Caputo was just telling me, just calm down, just play your game. And second half, my teammates trusted me and told me just keep attacking. And second half, I just came out with a kill everything mentality. And that's just how I'm going to attack everything from here on out. I know refs ain't going to give me everything, so I'm going to just go and take it.
Any other questions for student athletes? Scott?
June, perfect from the line tonight, and you were able to really get to the line as a team. How did it feel to finally get back to that mojo of attacking the paint and getting to the free throw line?
Yeah, our coaches tell us to dominate the paint every game. We're a pretty good offensive rebounding team. We got a lot of size where we could get downhill and finish at the rim. And we all spend a lot of time shooting free throws out of practice, doing practice. Shooting around 10 minutes, we do free throw block out where we're shooting free throws. So we get a lot of reps at the line. And I think we're too much of an aggressive team to not be living at the free throw line with the type of players that we got. And as far as me, it just goes to reps and me shooting a ton of free throws. Shout out to Noah, one of the GAs. We shoot a bunch of free throws before every game, so it's starting to pay off at the free throw line for sure.
Anything else for student athletes? Abe?
Trey had the one possession on the fast break. He missed the dunk. But then on the next possession, he came back, knocked down a three. Did you guys give him any encouragement after the dunk attempt? Or?
Nah. Because that was supposed to be my assist, so, I needed that one. But, Trey is a great player. We all believe in Trey. I know Trey's going to make a lot of more big plays for us down the stretch. And he's a great shooter. I tell him all the time, bro, if I pass you, shoot the ball. I live with miss, make, whatever, bro. That's what you do. I want you to score the ball. I want you to shoot the ball. And he's getting more aggressive on offense. He's hacking the paint more, which I like from him. And I think as the season go on, he's just going to continue to grow and be better for us. And we're going to need him. We're going to need Gerald. We're going to need everybody. And I'm happy that this team 4-0 heading to Virgin Islands for sure. Got a big test on Friday, but I know we're more than ready for it.
One more.
Going off of that, how do you feel coming into this weekend undefeated?
It's a great feeling. You know, we have a very dynamic team. You know, obviously every night, you know, we got different players who could do different things, and you know, every night is somebody else's night. And you know, it's a great feeling knowing that we can rely on each other, you know, to get the job done. So you know, just going into Friday with a positive mindset that we're gonna get the job done. We have the team to do it, and we're gonna be ready for the. We're gonna be ready.
Thanks, guys.
Dang,
Go ahead.
bro. I didn't get 10 boards, bro.
Shit, I only made 1 3.
Nah, my dad will crush me out, bro.
Should we tell us though?
Appreciate yourself.
Good job, Steve. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Proud of you. All right, we'll start with the opening statement for coach and then questions.
Yeah, good to win. Always. I thought, I think NJIT is very well coached by Grant Billmeyer. You know, they're kind of trying to do it, kind of like how we're trying to do it, which is like younger guys. You know, they're younger. We're still a bit younger, even though our transfers are older. But you know, they have a lot of youthful, talented players. And I thought they were going to be dangerous coming in here. You have a little bit of like nothing to lose mentality. And so we saw that. But I thought we responded very well and had a really good stretch defensively, I think somewhere in the mid-second half to really extend the lead. And it was a good test for Christian, with Jacoy being out. Good opportunity for him. You know, it scared me a little bit with, I got Francis coming in here and Jacoy out, and you're like, man, what kind of night will he have with the most experienced, kind of on-ball defender. But again, I thought our guys made some really good plays and, turning people over like we have been now, 18 turnovers. I know they shot a little over 40% and they did make some threes, but our turnovers, 18, and then you don't turn it over much yourself, 7. That's a big possession battle win for us, and the free throw line and the paint. So we're kind of playing the way we should play with a lot of things to fix. But in terms of stylistically, I think we're trying to we're able to impose our will a little bit at home here in these 4 games, knowing that now it's not that easy to do against different opponents and you go on the road and all that.
How is Jacoy doing at this point?
Yeah, I think more positive in terms of like not a fracture or anything like that. So it's just an ankle that we just have to monitor and stuff. But yeah, it was scary. It happened towards the end of practice Saturday, and you kind of felt like, whoa, that could be really bad, and went to the hospital, and as it turns out, just a sprain, and then what level of sprain I don't know, and let's see how it looks tomorrow and the next day, whatever.
How have you kind of juggled the depth issue early on, and now you have to obviously think about 3 games in 4 days, one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, trying to get Diane back today, which is, it's unfortunate. You have 2 freshmen and Diane and Ty Bevins, who I actually think they can handle themselves defensively. One of the things about freshmen is like, do you know what's going on? Can you physically compete? You're not gonna get like just and go flying, and then can you defend your position where they're not gonna like pick on you? And I think for those guys, all 3, maybe Diane a little bit less of knowing what's going on just because he's been out. I mean, been out for a month, so it's like he hasn't. We're put a million things in since he's been out, right? So, but the physical component and the defensive component, yeah, I think those guys can help. So, in some ways, I haven't had to manage it much because it's 4 games in, but we've had guys out. But I'm hoping that we get more together in the Virgin Islands because playing 3 and 4 days, you're going to need everyone to contribute.
Questions? Okay.
You held NJIT scoreless for 7 minutes.
That was good.
Can you talk about what you did defensively there?
Yeah, we got a little bit more aggressive with our coverage on Francis, which I probably thought about a lot earlier going into the game and was kind of chicken to do it. But, yeah, I thought just more aggressive with him was good. And, again, I thought turning them over, getting deflections, things like that led to some good stuff. So, yeah, that stretch obviously was the game.
David?
Coach, is there any chance that Jaquait's available Friday against Kansas State?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I can't predict, but yeah, there's certainly a chance. I mean, I think if you asked him, he'd say he's going to be available, but we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, Castro's been everywhere defensively. 3 steals tonight, and I'm probably sure at least 10 deflections.
Yeah,
On the
he's-
defense side. Can you just talk about his importance as the anchor?
Yeah, very good player. I mean, obviously, guy who, again, I think I had said this, kind of to me is like some of the other guys that have transferred here from Power 5 or, whatever, Big East, and going to have a great career here, going to have him for 2 years. Obviously Darren's an all-conference player, and, we have another one that's probably hurt is hurt, Garrett, so if you think about 3, 4, 5, that's pretty good. So trying to stack more of those guys is important, and I think we found one in Raphael.
Coach, Trey Moss with the team high 34 minutes today. Can you
Yeah.
just talk about how, Moss has his defensive abilities, to guard pretty much 1 through 4 really, even if he's, not that go-to scoring option.
He's a really good athlete. He's not tall and long, but he's a really good athlete, and so he's an aggressive defender. He's got great speed. I think he's a better offensive rebounder than he's shown, and he was able to, we needed. I mean, you're down to 4 guys, you're kind of rotating those 4, and I actually thought Trey Autry did a really nice job too on the defensive end as well. I think both of those guys really, did a nice job.
Coach, your 3-point percentage this game.
Knew that was coming.
Though increased in the second half, it was still at a 28.6% for the whole game.
Yeah.
How does the team look to improve this percentage?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think I've said, I think we're better than 28, 29. I don't think we're 38, 39. I just don't, I think we're top 5 in the country in not shooting mid-range shots. Our shot spectrum is very, very good. That's why we're a good offense. When you look at the points per possession for a team that does not shoot the ball well, our points per possessions have been very, very strong. And it's because of our discipline. I thought one play that just stood out is I think it was in the first half, we had every screwed up situation, and we wound up getting the ball to one of those guys 2 feet from the room with 2 seconds left. It was the discipline not to just jack a shot up. So when I look at those threes, a lot of them are paint to out, or they're pretty open in transition, and I think you're going to have to live with those. Now, will that be enough as we go forward? Probably not, right? 28% is not going to be enough going forward. We're going to have to make more of those. Now, you take Jacoy out, it's another guy who's capable of making one, and I think Gerald Water will find the level with him, and I'll be happy if we get to 33, 34, but we're not there yet. And a lot of times I think about shot selection and say, oh, that's why we're not there. That's not the case. I think they're choosing well. I think if you watch them on film over and over, they're all pretty clean.
Hey, as we're going to Kansas State, of course, we're seen as an underdog. What's your message to the team kind of going into a game against a Power 5 school?
Yeah, I mean, we're, whatever we are, 2-1 against the Power 5 since I've been, or 1-2, but one of them is damn game we got robbed in Hawaii against Washington State. In fact, last game they called they always call it now so they can go to the monitor to see if it's a goaltending or not. It was that's a year too late for me in that, 2 years too late for me because they changed the rule. So yeah, we've competed very well, and going back to my time at George Mason, we beat Kansas State on Thanksgiving 2007, and they had Michael Beasley and Billy Walker and Jacob Pullen, a great team, and we won down there in Orlando. So I'm familiar with playing Kansas State at a neutral site as a George Mason, now George Washington. But this is, I wanted this game only because we know they're really, really good, and you want to test yourself. You want to see where you're at. It's a barometer for where you are. And so it's a good game for us to check in and see where we're at.
Any other questions for Coach? Okay.
So going into this game, the Revolutionaries were 47th in steals per game. How big of an impact would you say the defensive effort has been in maintaining a winning streak?
Yeah, it's when I thought about our team and we, knowing we need to get better defensively from last year, one of the things that stood out was the lack of that, right? That we just did not force enough turnovers. We did not, you know, that was not for lack of effort per se. I felt like it was actually a little bit more on me stylistically to try to create a defensive system with this particular team where we might be able to be a little bit more aggressive. And so some of the things we're doing lend itself to being that. And then you're looking at it and saying, okay, if we change tactically, do the results show up? And in 4 games they have. Right, in 4 games they have, because we've stole the ball, and I don't know. I'm sure we'll jump up 10 steals. We'll jump up again. I don't know what the percentage is, and so we're doing a good job there. And then again, as I said, if you can match that with not turning it over yourself, you're really winning that battle, that possession game battle tremendously. Now I'd like to be better on the offensive glass. We have not quite been as good as I would have hoped there, but we are punching the ball into the paint, which is good.
Anything else, Scott?
Yeah, 22 of 29 from the free throw line, kind of what you said, getting it in the paint,
Yeah.
especially 8 of 12 from Castro. Can you just talk about how, this team has taken on this mantra of, attacking the paint and getting to the free throw line?
Yeah, I just think it's been a very, very coachable group, receptive group. That comes a little bit with your experience, both the transfers being in 4th and 5th years, and my sophomore group having been hardened by some of their experiences and learning good and bad, and you sort of get a level of buy-in's not the word. I like buy-in is one thing, but like just more an acute understanding of kind of like the grand picture of how this particular team needs to play to be successful. And so for now we're there. Now what happens is the other guys are trying to win too. And so now you play against some teams that are, physically very strong, and they can max your physicality, your size, your athleticism, what have you. And you got to see if that will hold up against teams like that. And we're going to find out here pretty soon.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Oh, boy. All right.
You gonna corner Kevin Willard and ask him to schedule you?
I heard he was here, right?
Yeah.